Zinedine Zidane prefers Manchester United manager role amid Bayern Munich interest. Zinedine Zidane has the preference to become the manager of Manchester United amid interest from Bayern Munich, according to French publication L'Equipe. The 51-year-old has been out of duty since leaving the head coach role at Madrid in 2021, but he continues to be linked with several elite clubs in Europe. L'Equipe today revealed that Bayern are extremely keen on having Zidane as their next manager, but the Frenchman has reservations over taking over at the helm. Bayern would assure Zidane with the opportunity to win titles immediately, but he finds the German language and life in Bavaria to be a major obstacle for him. Zidane prefers a move to United instead, and he is monitoring the situation at the club. The world-class manager cannot speak English too, but he has better grasp of understanding it. United had a good first season under manager TenHaag. The Dutch tactician ended the club's 6-year trophy drought, and they finished an impressive third in the Premier League. TenHaag's second year has been disappointing, but injuries to key players have played a big part. Regardless of how the season ends, we believe he should get the vote of confidence. The 54-year-old has developed the likes of Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo this term. With his track record of handling young players, he appears the right manager to take the club forward. Zidane could be interested in a potential vacancy, but we have some reservations. The former World Cup winner worked with a star-studded squad at Madrid with several proven match winners. At United, the situation is entirely different with the need to offload senior stars who have underperformed. The club could give more importance to young signings with potential. Zidane had a 2-year spell with Madrid's B team. But he did not face a similar scenario with the senior squad. In our view, Ineos should stick with TenHaag for another season before making a judgment. 3 games Erik ten Hag must win to save his Manchester United job. There has been a lot of speculation regarding Erik ten Hag's future at Manchester United. The Dutchman will probably not survive in his job after the disappointing run of results in recent weeks. Saturday's draw at Bournemouth have almost ended their Champions League hopes for next season, as the draw means they are now 7th in the Premier League standings behind Newcastle United. However, Ten Hag could still convince Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos that he is the right man to take the club to the next level if he manages to secure victories in these 3 matches. A mid-table championship side shouldn't pose a lot of difficulties for a team like United, who have been one of the most successful in the world. But given the Red Devils' miserable run of form recently, Coventry will fancy their chances in the FA Cup semi-final on Sunday. Mark Robin's men have won just one of their last 4 league matches, but they are quite capable of springing a surprise. The Sky Blues stunned Wolverhampton Wanderers by beating them in the quarter-final last month. Home game against Arsenal. Manchester United suffered a loss to Arsenal in the reverse fixture at the Emirates Stadium in September. The Red Devils will be looking to avenge that defeat when they welcome Mikel Arteta's men to Old Trafford in May. However, the Gunners are in a fierce Premier League title race with Manchester City and Liverpool, and so they will be desperate to win all their remaining fixtures. FA Cup final. Manchester United last won the FA Cup in 2016 when they beat Crystal Palace in the final. But Ten Hag must win the domestic tournament if he wants to remain at Old Trafford beyond the summer. Winning against Coventry will see them take on Manchester City or Chelsea in the final at Wembley Stadium. The United supporters will be hoping their team face Chelsea rather than City, who defeated them in the FA Cup final last year and boast some of the best players in their ranks. Manchester United want 25-year-old who's got everything to be a top player. He's available for free this summer. This summer, the entire Manchester United backline should be under review. Now one potential arrival has been suggested. For Erik ten Hag, there's one position which more than any other desperately needs attention this summer. It's the centre of defence, with his current batch of options at Manchester United simply not good enough to play progressively. To make it even more urgent, June could see the exit of both Raphael Varane and Johnny Evans as their contracts are due to expire, while Victor Lindelof will be for sale. This leaves the position a priority, with arguably 2 needed. Now links have been drawn from United to one current Premier League centre-half. For United this summer, strengthening the defence is a lot more complicated than just signing a first-choice option and slotting him in. Rather, the entire department needs an overhaul, and this includes players who may initially be the 3rd choice. This explains the links that have now emerged regarding the recruitment plans at United. It's according to Give Me Sport, Lloyd Kelly is being tracked by Manchester United ahead of a potentially free summer transfer. The report was focused upon Spurs' summer transfer targets, but soon ended up discussing United, as it was mentioned that both the 25-year-old Bournemouth defender and Tosin Adarabioyo are being tracked by United. The signing of Adarabioyo in particular is one which the newly appointed technical director at the club, Jason Wilcox, would be expected to be keen on, but Kelly would be a deal along similar lines, thus also makes sense. For Wilcox, this summer could be far different to any other transfer window he has with United, as it's still unclear when Dan Ashworth will arrive. This gives him, we imagine, the deciding say in who comes and goes to a certain degree, so he'll be keen to endear himself to the club early, and getting a player like Kelly for free would do just that. The 25-year-old Bournemouth defender has previously been linked with a move to both Newcastle and Liverpool, so Kelly would be a great move for United if he was to arrive for free. However, if given the choice between Kelly and Adarabioyo, it would have to be the latter each time. Erik ten Hag confirms triple injury boost ahead of Coventry City clash. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has confirmed a triple injury boost ahead of the FA Cup semi-final against Coventry City on Sunday. The Red Devils have been hampered by several injury concerns this season, but there is some positive news ahead of the Wembley showdown. Speaking in today's press conference, Ten Hag said that Anthony and Scott McTominay are expected to be back after recovering from respective injuries. Harry Maguire was spotted struggling with a thigh problem at Bournemouth, but he has started training and should be available against the Sky Blues. United have had a tough run since the international break. They have been winless for the last 4 league outings, picking up just 3 points in the process. As a result, the Red Devils are unlikely to qualify for the Champions League, barring a miracle. They still have much to play for in the league and FA Cup. United are firm favourites to beat Coventry at Wembley on Sunday, but they need to guard against complacency and must try to dominate the game. A victory will see them face either Chelsea or Manchester City in the final next month. Maguire's availability is a big boost for United, considering they are currently without 4 other senior central defenders with different form of injuries. Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane and Victor Lindelof may not return until the back end of May, but Johnny Evans could be available in the coming games. Antony's return is another plus for United. The Brazilian was in good touch before his minor setback and should play some part during the weekend cup tie. Gary Neville calls Manchester United's treatment of Bastian Schweinsteiger illegal and embarrassing. Gary Neville has labelled Bastian Schweinsteiger's treatment at Manchester United as illegal and blasted Jose Mourinho for his role in the German's last few months at Old Trafford. The legendary midfielder joined United in the summer of 2015, but only managed to play 35 times for the Red Devils, scoring 2 goals. The 2014 World Cup winner would fall out of favour with Jose Mourinho and eventually be released to sign for MLS side Chicago Fire in March 2017, where he would play for 3 seasons before retiring. The German described how he was kicked out of the dressing room, seemingly out of nowhere from his perspective, and originally thought the decision was a joke. The German never came close to reaching his peak at Old Trafford and was already a shell of the player he was in the Bundesliga. But it is a sad indictment of Manchester United that they would let such events take place.